Center for Spiritual Living here in Sacramento. I'm Barnett, and that's Newlon over there. We know you guys pretty well as musicians who come here occasionally, and we're excited to be here this morning sharing the messages that are in our music. Starting with this first song that, on the surface, sounds like it's just about ordinary miracles. But if you listen closely, you'll hear that it's about you and the infinite possibilities open to you.
Think of every shadow as a place, as a chance to start again. Think of every shadow as a place to start again. And I'm actually taking a class with Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadley on the East Coast called Forgiving the Shadow. And I want to center that song. Is that on your CDs? And the CDs are in the back. Am I doing a little infomercial? Let's support these musicians. They're amazing.
Which CD is it on?
Any doorway will do.
Any doorway will do. CDs in the back of the room. Anyway, I am Reverend Sharon Dunn. I'm your senior minister here at the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And we have a big treat today, having these beautiful musicians bringing both the music and the message today. So I'm looking forward to just being able to sit back and be ministered to. How does that feel? Let's just let that happen. All right. And why don't we start with a prayer? And so go ahead and get comfortable. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Leave them open if it's not. And just be here now. Just be here now. Letting go of what got you here and where you're going afterwards. Just be here in the moment. A moment that we'll never have again. We'll never have this moment again. And so we recognize that there is something wonderful happening here. Not only in this very room, but with our viewers on YouTube Live. Spirit is everywhere present. And this technology comes through the intelligence of the one mind. And I'm so grateful to know this one Spirit called by many names and celebrated all over the world in different ways. I call it here as peace and harmony and joy. And I feel this prayer because we feel the prayer in order to give it that power of our word. And so I know this presence is my life, the life of each of us here. And so I am love and joy and peace and harmony. And love and joy and peace and harmony and so much more is my actual experience. As I claim this for myself, I claim it for all of us. This center for spiritual living is a place where we belong to one another. We connect in this power, in this presence. It is our reason, our why. It's glorious. We celebrate that today. So just breathe that in with me. And know that this invocation opens the door to this service this morning as the music did as well. And we just enjoy one another. We enjoy the music. We enjoy the message. And so it is.
I had everything set up this morning and then realized I was going to have to play guitar on that first song. And I wasn't really going to be able to do it from over here. But now we're back on track. So, by way of introduction, this is us. BevanRed.com is where you can find out more about us. And as I said, we've been bringing music here to the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living for several years. And beyond that, to centers kind of all over the country for probably about 15 years. And through that, it's been a master class of sitting in the front row or next to wonderful minds in religious science. And inevitably, we would be on the road, we'd play a house concert on Saturday night, a church on Sunday morning, then we'd be back on the road to the next place, and we'd be thinking about what we heard, and that influenced our songs. What brought us to kind of here in the first place was that we discovered that the things we were already writing were already resonating with the communities of the Centers for Spiritual Living, but it just became deeper. And so this opportunity today to kind of delve into those messages that we're telling in our songs and applying that coincidentally to this end of the month wrap up of the power of vulnerability. It just was really a wonderful opportunity. You can find more about us on the website, and as it says there, I created this special page just for today where you can go back and revisit the songs we sing today in video format. There's recorded videos, and many of them are recorded and available on Spotify and Pandora and all of your favorite streaming services. And I've created a Spotify playlist, and it's linked there from that page, so you can come back and revisit the message and the music from this morning. So we're going to get started with some readings. We are to view ourselves each in the other and behold God in all. Dr. Ernest Holmes. Vulnerability is at the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Brene Brown. We're going to come back to this one a little later, too. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Bishop Desmond Tutu. And now, let's delve into our first message through this wonderful song that Grant wrote a while ago now, called Let the Walls Come Down.
Brick by brick, row by row, built this fortress, came and go. It was easy at the start. Soon you cannot find your heart. It seems to me the only way to hide fear is to uncircle everything that we hold dear. Scar by scar, line by line, you've learned to ignore the pride. Hide your eyes, cover your ears. Stack the stones till you hear. We worked so hard to make that barrier so high. No one gets in, but we're still stuck right here inside. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Yeah, my friend. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down again. Heaven knows what chance for me. It will take you by surprise. Oh, it's not have to be so high. If you let go of all the things you thought you knew, then you will see there's only one way left for you. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Yeah,
You can sing it easy.
my friend. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Again and again. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down. Let the walls come down again and again.
So, well, we could just stop right there and call that the message now. But that's only really kind of the beginning. We've sung this song sometime since around 2008. Recorded it on Love Can Change the World, our 2011 release. And we played it in a barn in Gilroy. We played it in the basement of a bicycle shop in Berkeley. We played it in living rooms everywhere from Sunnyvale, California to Pflugerville, Texas. And it's been around the world without us through this magic of the digital, medium and old-fashioned airwaves. And we have no idea what the ripples of that song have created when we sent it out into the world. But we do know the ripples that creates in our own hearts every time we sing it, because for us it's a mantra. It's a reminder. It starts with that personal reminder to embrace, not to avoid, vulnerability. And often our response to even the thought of vulnerability is what? It's fear, it's apprehension, it's avoidance. And what do? We start to build the walls. We lock down. We build our walls brick by brick and day by day until we're so boxed in. And what we've created, thinking that it was a place of safety, is now anything but that. We're stuck. We're the ones that are stuck. Still stuck right inside. So how do we get ourselves unstuck? Step by step. Heart by heart. Beat by beat. Because you never know what chances are there waiting for you when you do that. And the surprise is the possibility. It's the wonderful opportunity to see what's next and what's possible for you, because our walls just don't have to be denied. So that the song goes on to say, when you let go of everything you thought you knew, then you'll see there's only one way left for you. So let's get rid of those walls. When we start getting comfortable with vulnerability, it also becomes much easier to see what's possible and to embrace that and step forward into it. And vulnerability then does become the gateway to power and possibility. Vulnerability is the gateway to power. It's the gateway to possibility. You know who really gets this, where it's really happening today? Corporate America. I know, right? But really it's true. It's true. Because savvy business leaders have figured out that innovation cannot thrive in an environment where people have fear of failure, where everyone's locked down and afraid to even move. Yes, the bottom line matters. The path, though, to the next milestone of valuation or revenue has to be paved with creativity. And the really great business leaders are embracing vulnerability. They're encouraging authenticity. They're embracing and creating an environment where people can bring their whole selves to work in an authentic way. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are not just empty buzzwords in these great corporations that are moving this forward. It's actually a cultural shift that's happening, and I know it because it's happening in the very large software organization where I work. I see it every day. Even in this environment of this very large software corporation, I have started referring to myself as an artist living in a temporary corporate existence. I even wrote about it on LinkedIn. I posted some pictures of an art retreat I went to last week, and I talked about how that was so important. The lines blur in my creative and artistic self between my art and my music and my function in this corporate existence. And you know who on LinkedIn did the like button on LinkedIn? The chief communications officer of said large organization. My boss's boss's boss. Because she gets that my artistry and creativity has no limits and is equally beneficial in my work role as it is in my visual art. And Brene Brown is largely responsible for this shift. We heard her wisdom earlier in this reading, right? So let's take another look at that. Brene Brown took her book, The Power of Vulnerability, into the workplace, into corporate America. And and onto the TED stage. A few years ago, Forbes, Fortune, Inc. magazine, local business journals, everybody was talking about this power of vulnerability that was introduced to this corporate environment by Brene Brown. And then vulnerability and authenticity became key elements of the manager's toolbox. Because vulnerability normalizes emotions. In doing that, we can become truly authentic and we can break past barriers and get things solved. Whether it is in a team inside a software company that's building something, or if it's in your spiritual community that's making decisions about its movement forward, or it's in your greater community, or it's in the world. That's where it starts. When people can say how they feel and move on, we can get things done. So if we believe that our purpose in this human skin, as spiritual beings living a human existence, is to bring our whole selves to every situation, being vulnerable to the possibility, the power and possibility is the only path forward for us, heart by heart and beat by beat. And when we do that, we set off a chain reaction. And those ripples go on, and we may never even know all the good that it does. It's kind of like putting a song into the world, especially one that comes from a place of vulnerability. Back in 2016, we began to see a shift that rocked all of our worlds, and not in a really great way. Many of us were caught off guard when hate began to show itself so boldly because we've been complacent. We were not paying attention to the fires of fear and hatred that had continued to smolder under the surface as we enjoyed our very comfortable society. And for a songwriter, when you're faced with that, sometimes just putting it into the world, like Greg did in this next song, seems like the only thing you can do.
I was out walking, the sun was shining. A day like this would put some joy in my soul. I can't help thinking about the troubles all around us, how we always dig ourselves in much deeper holes. Seems to me that lately popular notion to be afraid of everything that we refuse to know. We color evil with paint that just won't cover. Still see the truth, but we pretend it doesn't show. Bring me some water, put this fire out, the one that's been burning since before I was born. And fill up our buckets with the well of kindness. It's the only way we can get these flames to die down. Some of us act like we're still little children, never loved when you needed it most. The darkness was scary, the noises were frightening. Now we fight battles against things that we don't know. Bring me some water, put this fire out, the one that's been burning since before I was born. Gotta fill up our buckets from the well of kindness. It's the only way we can get these flames to die down. There's only one way out of this burning world we got. The quiet of our hearts, we can find a place to start. Please don't be offended, like I'm preaching to you only. Really just talking to myself after all. But my heart is no different than the one that beats inside you. Just pick up my bucket when I stumble and fall. Bring me some water, put this fire out, the one that's been burning since before I was born. Gotta fill up those buckets from the well of kindness. It's the only way that we can keep these flames to die down. It's the only way that we can get these flames to die down.
So when we let go of everything we thought we knew, there is only one way out from behind the walls. It begins with embracing vulnerability. And in the vulnerability of community, we can remember to pick up each other's buckets when we stumble and fall. That's the power that's waiting for us, right? The understanding that we can't do it alone. And the joyful celebration that just because something has always been doesn't mean that it always has to be that way, because nothing is set in stone. My dad was a tall Texan with a smile that would light up his face. Everyone loved him. They called him Mr. Ed. And after he and my mom retired, they lived on built a house on a lake in the hill country of Texas, and we used to go down there for a couple weeks every summer and take the kids, and my dad loved people to have fun at the lake, and so there was a boat, there were 3 sea-doos, there was a sailboat, there was a golf cart, he would even make a slip and slide. He would go by plastic, there was a ramp down to the, a natural slope, and he'd nail with nails the slip of that plastic into the grass, and my mom went, oh my God. No one got seriously hurt. So he made sure that we had all that and it was all ready for us. And inevitably, every summer, we'd have to call from across the lake and say, Dad, the boat broke down, can you come and get us? Or, oh, Dad, we ran the sea-doo too far up in the sandbar and got sand in the intake, and can you come get us? Or one year, one of the kids drove the golf cart into the post beam on the porch and dislodged that. And another one was pulling the sea-doo up on the ramp that kind of was pointed, like here's the boat and here's the sea-doo ramp, and you have to gun it to get, he gunned it a little bit too far and went right in over the dock into the pontoon boat. But I remember my dad's face as he said, and I quote, "There ain't nothing y'all can break that I can't fix." Because the way it's always has been doesn't need to be the way it's going to be. And fixing takes there's a lot of ways we can look at fixing. We participate with an amazing creative process in the universe. And in doing so, we activate the creative nature of life itself. This is how we tap in to the infinite possibility to make a collective transformation in our world. And it starts with embracing vulnerability. There ain't nothing we can't fix. Heart by heart, beat by beat. Meeting chances with curiosity and excitement and saying yes to possibility. And sometimes it can be scary. We forget who we are. We forget to trust. We forget that we are surrounded by a force for good that is always on our side. Only the next time we forget, let's not build the walls. Let's embrace our community. And the next time someone in our community stumbles and falls, we can pick up their bucket. Embracing vulnerability is what lights the way to possibility, opens the door to power of an ever-expanding universe. The power of transformation is made possible through the seed of vulnerability. Road, left or right, we choose which way to go. Sometimes we wander in the darkness, on the search for where our hearts will live. There is fear down this empty road. We can hear all the doubt down in our souls. Sometimes we're standing at the crossroads with a question truth will all be told. We'll be caught up in a whirlwind, always knowing that the light won't end. Every minute, every day, our choices can create a million possibilities, or just one fate. With every hesitation and with every step ahead, we can turn this madness into love instead. See the light, see the light down this empty road, so clear and bright.
Clear and bright.
As all the dreams unfold, we've been lifted from the shadows, on the way to where our love can go. There's a light down this empty road. 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 There's a light down this road. So the road ahead is empty. When we wrote that song, Greg looked at that line and goes, that's like a negative, right? I said, no, it's not, because it's empty, it's full of possibility. The road is empty, it's a blank slate, it's a blank slate. Nothing has to be as it always has been, and there is a light to guide us. It's the light that calls us to be who we really are. And when we show up as our authentic selves, we can embrace vulnerability, and that is where our true power lies. And that is where possibilities begin. All right. Would you pray with me? I know that this one life, this creative force for good, is ever present and ready for each and every one of us to claim. Through our willingness to be vulnerable, we set off a chain reaction that permeates everything around us. And through embracing our own authenticity, we create space for others to do the same. And I am so grateful. Grateful for the truth that we are all perfect just the way we are. And that when we bring that perfection forward authentically, we embrace infinite possibility. And now I let it go. Everything I thought I knew. And so it is.
I got a lot out of that. How about you?
Oh, yes.
I just love the way you bring the music and the message, but the music is in the message. It's just, I've never seen that, and I loved it. So let's give them a nice warm hand. That was amazing. So this is our giving time, and I've been having this conversation with the ministers who are all talking about, do we need a space? Do we need a space, or is our virtual relationship enough? And we're coming to realize it's not enough. And that both our virtual world, and that means all of you watching right now, and all of us who might watch this again, is one way. But to be together physically, the connection, the energy of us being in the same room is huge. It's an actual, it is our nature to be together. It is our nature to have a sense of belonging, and it is our nature to work through our vulnerability and be together in a loving community. So, and the other thing about our giving is that by doing so, we can have a space. That's what this is about. It's about us owning, each of us, including our online viewers, who are absolutely part of who we are, and we need that support. We need that financial support so that we can come together. And so we will be meeting after this service today to share more about our new building that we are procuring. And we also, so let me say and stress one more time that your tithing matters. Your tithing matters because we've got to keep the lights on, and we've got to, pay the lease, and we have that to pay, and just being together, being ministered to, that is wonderful. And yet there's more. There's more that we can do together to make sure we have a place to go and a place for others to come. And so we're very excited about that. So we appreciate your tithes. We appreciate your contributions. And we're going to talk about our announcements. And I guess I'm in charge of that. Oh, you are you one of
You just flip it.
All right, you do?
Yeah. Oh, we have to do that first, right?
Well, it doesn't have to be first. It can be whatever it is. How about we say this together? Everybody, abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever-expanding infinite good. And so it is. And it is in heartfelt gratitude. It absolutely is. So thank you very much. So next slide. Yes, we're going to have some latest news. And Jennifer, did you want to come up here? I had you on the schedule for saying something, or at least stand with me up here. And as I talk about our outreach, our outreach ministry. This is a class coming up, starts on Tuesday. This is a great book, The Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. And Linda, our practitioner, outreach practitioner in Canada, and her prayer partner are going to do this class for us. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the book. And I highly recommend Prosperity for All. Thank you. Next slide. And don't forget, we have a town hall meeting to discuss our new building, to share updates, to discuss the latest news, to build community, and to connect with one another. We want you to feel a part of. We want you to know what's going on with the Board of Trustees' decision making, and we want you to feel absolutely a part of this community. that is the engagement part. So bring your thoughts and ideas, and
This Friday.
it's the first and third Fridays of the month for a while, and it's going to be on Zoom. So that starts, May is coming up. So next slide, please. Here we go. Are you comfortable with me turning this over to you?
Sure.
Sure. So on July 15th,
Scoot over there.
okay, on July 15th at the park at Rush Park at 9:30 we'll be meeting. And in the meantime, start collecting donations, please, for cafe, which means clothing and food for everyone. What they'll be collecting is bottled water, non-perishable snacks, coffee, cookies, gum, mints, different types of clothing, hygiene, gear, and of course money. All donations will be happily accepted. So you have a little bit of time, May, June, 2.5 months to collect these things. We really appreciate it. Being part of this ministry means a lot to me and to the other people in the group. I'm so grateful for the abundance in my life, and if I can help and spread it to others, I'm very grateful.
Thank you, Jennifer.
And there are others in the group. Raise your hand if you're in the outreach ministry. There's 1, 2, 3 more here. So thank you so much. As you know, we meet the first, third, and fifth Sundays here, and on the second and fourth Sunday, we meet on Zoom and YouTube Live. So pretty soon, I think we're going to be meeting every Sunday in our new building, so we will also then be meeting on YouTube Live. And so thank you for that. Next. And our website, we have been updating our website, so please go and check it out. We have 2 new pages. One hasn't been launched yet, it's for memorials, but the wedding page has been launched, and we're going to start our wedding ministry in our new site with yours truly as officiate. So I've been doing a lot of weddings lately, and I thought, let's put that on the website and put that out there to our community. That's another way of letting them know who we are. So check out the website, lots going on. And you can also give your prayer requests to us through the website. We do pray on your request for a week, our prayer team. So please do it, it's working well. And that's again, if you go on our homepage of our website, which is so cool, there's a button you can push to get right on YouTube Live. And if you subscribe to YouTube Live, then every time we go live, you'll get a text or an email pop up in your social media, so you can then just hit that link and join us. So it's pretty fun. We're getting very technological, innovative. And so please join me for this affirmation as we say this together, and take this with you this week. I step into the power and possibility that vulnerability brings. Yes, indeed. And now we have our, what are we doing?
Benediction.
And then our closing song.
Yes.
Our benediction and our closing song. So once you hear the closing song, we are complete. So thank you for having me up here to do the Vanna White. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to try it again sometime. I'm going to have to congratulate those who do this on a weekly basis and do such a good job. It's not easy. And let us pray. Well, for one thing, I want to give thanks for Bev and Greg. That's it. The message has moved me and inspired me. And the songs, oh my goodness. Oh my, by the end of each song, I was singing along. And I know that that music, that message, is Spirit working through us. Spirit is in the house. And so we take these words with us, this music with us, this joy, this connection, this sense of belonging with us into the world as we challenge ourselves to be vulnerable. Just do it. And so it is.
It all comes down to how I choose to live the truth I found. 'Cause sometimes I can make a point and never make a sound. And every road is neatly paved with all my best intents, but scattered on the shoreline, thoughtless words I've spent. But love can change the world. I can play a part. If only I would listen, I could hear with an open heart. With an open heart. I see the world in black and white, and rarely hear the gray. But don't take time to realize, and then I turn the page. When I can smell the roses still, the snow is on the ground, the petals falling at my feet.